Hi friends, welcome back to Kriba Center for Education and Nursing Service. In this session, we'll be dealing with the measures of variability. That is nothing else, which are the different types of methods used in descriptive statistics to assess the measures of variability. So let us see what you mean by measures of variability. It is, what do you mean by that? Because it's a natural phenomena where the data have a tendency to assimilate towards the central tendency like average, mean, median and mode. That's what we discussed in the previous session. Whereas there are few data, they scatter from this central values, and the method what we adopt to measure is known as the measures of variability. It helps us to study the extent to which the item vary from one another and from the central value. It is otherwise known as the measures of variation or measures of scatterness or measures of spread. Let us see a few definitions on measures of variability. Brook and Dick has defined it is the degree of scatterness or variation of variables about a central value. On the other hand, Conner defined it's a measure of the extent to which individual item vary. So usually there are two types of measures of variation. One is absolute measures of variation, the other one is relative measures of variation. Example for absolute measures are range, standard deviation, quartile deviation, decile deviation, etc. It is expressed in the same unit in which data of series is expressed, whereas relative measures or the coefficient of dispersion refers to the variability in the form of ratio or percentage. It is independent of the unit of measurement. Why we need to find out the measures of dispersion? It is to test the reliability of an average, to compare the extent of variability in two terms to Ormond distribution, facilitate computation of other statistical measures, and also it serves as a basis for control the variation. And we can also set to check the reliability of measures central tendency, enables to know whether an average is really representative of the series. We can make a comparative study of variability of two series and to find out the degree of variation, whether it is lower degree or higher degree of consistency among the series. And also it helps in identifying the cause and result of it. And also it serves as a basis for further statistical analysis. Let's discuss about the properties. As like in other measures, the measures of variation are also richly defined based on all the observation of series. It is capable of further algebraic treatment, easy to calculate and simple to follow, and it's not affected by the fluctuations of sampling. Why we are using, what are the uses of measures of variation? It's mainly used for three main purposes. One is to control the quality of the product based on this variation, and second one is especially used in share market and exchange value like the ratio, share values, all those things, and to identify the fluctuation in the market. And the other one is about to study the weather forecasting. So the commonly used types of dispersion or the measures of dispersion are range, interquartile range, quartile deviation, mean deviation, standard deviation, variance and coefficient of variation. In this session we will be dealing with range, interquartile and deviations. So first let us discuss about the range. What do you mean by range? The range is the most simple method and usually everybody uses this measures. It is nothing else the difference between the value of two extreme items in the series. It can be defined as the absolute difference between the highest and lowest score in the data. So it is identified or calculated by range R is equal to L minus S, where L is the largest value, S is the smallest value in that series. It is divided by the sum of extreme items, then it is known as the ratio of the range or the coefficient of scatterness. It is also provide a quick and easy inference about the variability of a given set of observation and therefore generally used for pretest. What are the merits and demerits of range? It is easiest measures of dispersion. It can always find out visually. It involves no calculation and it is one of the largely used measures of dispersion. Which are the demerits? It depends only on the two extreme values of the series and gives no information about the observation line between the smallest and largest value. And it is highly susceptible for sampling fluctuation and not suitable for further arithmetic treatment, and it is affected by fluctuation of sampling. Let's see an example for range. We can identify the range by calculating in case of discrete values as well as for the class interval value. First one is an example of discrete value. So here the data has given 5769. First, what we need to do when we get a discrete, we have to arrange either in ascending or descending order. Then identify the highest value and the smallest value. In the series, highest value is 31, smallest value is 5. So, range is equal to H minus S. That means 31 minus 5 is equal to 26. And we can also identify the coefficient of range, that is H minus S divided by H plus S. Here the value is 26 is the range value and H plus is equal to 31 plus 5 is equal to 36. So we get the value 0.53. Let's see the range in case of a class interval. So here the example is we get a value like values marks got from ranging from 10 to 50. So 10 to 20 is 10 students, 20 to 30, 15 students, 30 to 40, 20 students, 40 to 50. So here nothing else. We need to know the lower level value of the class interval is 10. Highest value of the class interval is 50. So take range is equal to H minus S. So 50 minus 10 is equal to 40. Coefficient of range is H minus S plus H plus S. That's like 40 divided by 60. It is nothing else 0.66. So we can round it up as 0.67. Let's see the next measures of dispersion, that is interquartile range. Already we discussed in the previous class about the quartile deviation, decile deviation, percentile deviation, etc. Isn't it? Here, the quartile deviation means we divide the entire data into 4 equal coordinates and the range we identified by interquartile range is equal to Q3 minus Q1. Okay, so it is called the semi-quartile range. It is a half of the difference between upper and lower quartile. So, coefficient of deviation or the quartile deviation also used by the same formula. Quartile deviation is Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. It's an absolute measure of dispersion and relative measures, so the coefficient of quartile deviation is calculated by Q3 minus Q1 by 2 divided by Q3 plus Q1 by 2. So otherwise we can sum it up and say that Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1 as like in coefficient of range. Let's discuss about the sum of the merits of quartile deviation. It is simple to understand, easy to calculate. It can be computed in case of open-ended distribution. It can be computed even the distribution has unequal class interval. It is not affected by the extreme, but it's to have the demerits. It's not based on all the observation. It is very much affected by sampling fluctuation, not capable of mathematical manipulation, and it failed to show variation around an average. So here discrete value, for example, it is given. So we need to find out first the Q1 value and Q3 value, that is total we have 10 values and we need to divide by n plus 1/4 is equal to the Q1 value. So here that is 2.75, that is the third, second term plus 0.75, that is the third and second. So 10 plus 0.75 into 50 minus 10 is equal to 13.75. Okay, third quartile is 3 into n plus 1 by 4th. So 3 into 10 plus 1 4th is 8.25 term. So 8th term plus 0.25 into 9th term minus 8th term is the formula. So 8th term is 21. So 21 plus 0.25 into 25 minus 21. So that is, we get it 21 plus 1, 22. Then 22 minus 13.75, like that way we identify the values. Okay. So 22 minus 13.75 divided by 2, we get it 4.125. And coefficient of quartile is like Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. So here 22 minus 13.75 divided by 20 plus 13.75, we get it 0.23 and 0.23, and multiply by 100 we get 23 approximately. That is the value. So that's about the quartile deviation. So far we have discussed about the what do you mean by measures of variation, what do you mean by the definitions and absolute and relative measures of deviation, and two methods, which is a simple method like range, coefficient of range, quartile deviation, and coefficient of quartile deviation. If you like this session, please like it and give your comments and just subscribe for the further sessions. For further reference, you can use this.